Okay, class, picking up where we left off at. Remember, we have t by itself, and now we must rewrite this in inverse as an inverse function. So we know that this t, we will have the inverse of f is equal to the inverse, we know, of w, is equal to, we will have w minus 8.545 all over 0.245. However, we can separate this out, and since we are in college level mathematics, we must do that. So this would end up being the inverse of w is equal to 1 over 0.245. That would be in parentheses times w minus 8.545 over 0.245. Now, we will have the inverse of w. Now, when you put this in your calculator, it's going to give you 4.082 w minus 34.878. And that will be your final answer. Now, our next step, it says C, find f of 40. What does it mean in this situation? Is this interpolation or extrapolation? So this f of 40, it basically represents 40 years since 1970, which is technically 2010 if you have 40 to 1970. And then there were we don't know how many women yet because we haven't substituted in the value yet. Single woman households. So now we will go through and substitute. So we'll have f of 40 is equal to 0.245 times 40 plus 8.545. Okay, now, once you put in your calculator, you have f of 40 is equal to 18.345. And then we could write in 2010, the model predicts $18.345 million single woman households. Now, we could take this data here. Since 2010 is outside our data range, this is extrapolation. Now we continue on to the next page. And we go here to D. It says find the inverse of f of 40. What does it mean in this situation? So we have the inverse of f of 40, which is equal to 4.082 times 40 minus 34.878. Once we put this in a calculator, we will have our answer of 128.4. So basically this is saying in 128.4 years, since 1970, and that would be approximately what it'd be during the year 2098. It's a long time from now. The model predicts 40 million single woman homes. You say homes or households. Okay, now it says, what is the slope of F? Now the slope of F is 0.245. What does it mean in this situation? So, for every increase in years since 1970, by 1, we have to do it by 1 year, the number of single woman households goes up by 0.245 million. And you know that actually means 245,000. So that is what that slope means. Now we're asked here, what is the slope of the inverse of F? Now we're going to write down the approximation, which is the 4.082. Now you could have wrote down a fraction of 1 over 0.245. But what this means is, for every increase in the number of single woman households by 1 million, the years since 1970 goes up by 4.082 years. And that is the final answer.